Hi everyone, this is Arvind Shah, and even though I know it is delayed a lot, but finally it's happening. And today I am going to give you a basic framework or a sort of strategy as to how you can approach next prelims that is going to be held on 5th of June 2022. So first, I would like to warn you on some things first. If you have made a solid strategy and you think that strategy is working for you, you are getting good scores in the tests, there is no reason why you should change the strategy for any new strategy, whether it be mine or of anyone else. Second warning is, if you choose to follow this strategy and you change it in the midway, it can it can be counter effective, it can backfire. So if you choose to follow this strategy, please do it for next 4 months at least. The strategy I'm going to tell you uh, goes on till January, half of January, and then you can reorient your strategy. So let's start. First is, this strategy is so simple that you might wonder that, oh, why did not I think like that, or probably you are following that strategy as well. So take out the Vision's test series schedule. There is a PDF you would find. There are 35 tests that Vision releases regularly. In each of the tests, they have written the topics from which they will ask the question and the subtopics as well. Like, it is so detailed that you will find almost every topic from which they will ask the questions. So now next to that column is the sources from which they would ask the question. Now you know the topic, probably you might be following the same sources or a different source, it does not matter. What matters is that you complete the topics before you give the test. There will be also a column of date of the test, which you should not worry much, because almost 13 to 14 tests has already been completed, so you cannot keep up with the dates now, but it is no worry, you can still catch up. Just you need a single-minded focus for the prelims now. Now I'll tell you why would I suggest this strategy. There are many reasons. First of all, because it is personally tested by me. I had followed this strategy in 2019 and it worked for me miraculously. Then I have suggested this to some of my close friends who trusted me enough to follow my strategy, and they also appreciated this. So personal experience, I have tested it personally. Second, because if you follow this strategy, you don't need any additional time table, or you would not wonder again that what should I read now, because you have already given topics, you know which sources you read, so read those sources. Third reason why I suggest this strategy is, since you know that these are the topics I have to read, then I have to give a test. So what happens is that now you are very cautious while you study. In other cases, you focus merely on the completion of chapters. How many pages did I read today? How many hours did I complete? But in this strategy now, you will be more focused that how many marks would I get in the exam, in the next test basically. So now your focus becomes so objective that you read what is really required and you reread it till you actually know the thing. Otherwise you will not perform good in the mock test, so you will feel bad. That will be a trigger for you to be more attentive in the next test. So there is a risk that in the first 3-4 tests you might score very badly if you have just started, but that would be your learning, because ultimately prelims would be like that. If you are not prepared enough, you can like be surprised in the prelims, so it is better that you get surprised in the first few tests. Fourth reason why I suggest this strategy is because vision along with the test also gives the monthly current affair. Like 25 questions will be from monthly current affairs, 75 questions will be from sectional topics. For example, test 1 contains the current affair of April 2021. So now when you give the test, you will also revise the monthly magazines of April 2021. In that way, you would ensure that your current affair and monthly magazine revision is also going on. Otherwise, again, you will not score good in the mock. What happens is all the things combine and give you a cumulative idea is how much prelims ready you are becoming by the look of scores you get. Many of the people don't even know that there are sectional tests. They wait that okay, we will read NCRTs 3-4 times, we would read Lakshmikant 10 times, and then in January we would start the tests. Why not give the test as you read, so that in third revision, in fourth revision, you are more attentive, you are more objective, you know where I did the mistakes, so I need to correct my mistakes. If you did 10 revisions and did not get any feedback as to what improved between first revision and 10th revision, then those revisions are not very useful. So this is the why part. Why do I suggest this strategy? Now I will tell you how to follow. So what we have to do is pick up a date. Suppose you are starting right now, pick up a date for the first test. For example, next Sunday. Now make sure that you have read the topics which are going to be asked in that test. Also, you have revised the monthly magazine on the test. Give the test like you would give your prelims, with the same seriousness, with the same time allocation, with the same level of dedication. Now, when you give the test, analyze it properly, find out your mistakes, cry if you score low, reward yourself if you score good, and then on the same day set the date for the next test and keep doing it. I am not prescribing you how much days you would need for the next test. It would depend totally on you. In the starting, you might need 10 days to do the homework for the one test, but later it will be possible probably that you do the test in 3 days or 4 days. But I will give you a whole target that 22 tests. There are 8 basic tests and I guess 15 or 14 full proper sectional tests. So 22-23 sectional tests are there. Target that you complete all the tests with proper seriousness by 15th of January. That is the target you should set in your mind. On the 15th of January, you should be done with sectionals. Now you should analyze that okay, I have done all my sectionals, and you analyze your scores, you analyze how much more you need to do. Till then, you should totally focus on just one test series. Sectionals should be done from just one test series. If you think like that okay, probably I could not assess myself in an environment from vision, you can give the sectional test of other coaching for that particular. Don't follow too many test series for sectionals. But when you are done with sectionals, like I gave the date of 15th of January, now it is time to explore. Now there are full tests. It is of vision, it is of insight. You can take the tests of any other institute as well, like Forum IAS or GS Score or Wajiram. Wajiram's full tests are very decent, by the way. If you truly want to mock yourself with the UPSC with the same, like similar level of difficulty level, it is Wajiram that is more similar. Vision sometimes becomes more difficult than what UPSC is, so it slightly defeats the purpose. Now, after January, go with meaning. Test series, don't confine with just one test series. For example, if you confine yourself with vision only, after giving so many tests, you will be so acquainted with that test series that you will be knowing all the tricks they throw, all the pattern on which they test you, how they present extreme words, what are the patterns of their current affair, usually what is wrong, what is right. So every tick you know, then you start like getting better marks. Or if you could not guess the difficulty level, if you could not get acquainted, you might be scoring very badly in vision, because vision, like every question is does involve a trick. So if you know the trick, it becomes easy. If you don't, your scores would not improve. So in both cases, there lies a danger of misassessing yourself. In one case, you might be overconfident. In another case, you might be extremely underconfident, which will make you anxious and can create depression as well. So it is better that you give full test of Wajiram or of Insight of Forum IS. Don't give all the full test of everything, but give some tests. Especially if you score too low or too high in one coaching test. So this is about the test series. Now I'll talk something about mains, because you would be wondering that if we are doing so much for prelims, what about mains? So about mains, first thing I would like to tell you that always remember, if you did not get chance to write mains, it does not matter. Nobody would care how much you prepared for mains. So your capabilities of mains can truly be assessed if when you get to write mains. Make sure that you get to write mains even though you are not prepared for it. So if you have a choice to make that, okay, I might clear prelims but I'll not be prepared for mains, or I can prepare myself for mains but I'll not clear prelims. Always choose the choice that where you get to write mains by clearing prelims. Believe me, no matter how much you are prepared for mains, the learning of mains comes after prelims and while being in the exam itself. It is not a wondrous thing that people clear mains after mains, because they learn a lot by giving the exam. If you don't give the mains, you would not learn much from it. Prelims might be a wondrous thing to clear every time, but people who clear mains, they do it every time, because it is predictable, it is robotic. You get the skills and you see if that works in the exam. If it works, it will always. So my advice, work. Always prioritize prelims before mains. If you really have a bandwidth, you are sure that your prelims marks will be better, there is not much need to worry, then you can focus on ethics and optional. And what is the bare minimum you can do before clearing prelims is collect all the sources that you're going to read it twice, thrice. If possible, have the notes ready. If you have done this, you have done the bare minimum which is required for means before after clearing prelims. So if you have done that much, spend all your energy to secure your place in the mains by clearing prelims. Now a little more about prelims, because see, I have known so many friends of mine who are mains ready. Probably they say they claim to be, but they have never written mains. So it is a tragedy and stupidity as well, that why would you be mains ready when you don't write mains. Some of my friends have inquired that, okay, I did not clear prelims again this year, should I change my optionals? It makes us laugh and also cry with such type of questions. Why would you care that much about mains when it is the prelims that has failed you? It was not the mains that failed you. Why would you change your strategy for mains? So my suggestion, do the bare minimum for mains and do something extra if the bandwidth allows you, but you should always be prelims ready. Always be prelims ready. Always have that priority. What do you need for prelims now? What are the areas which you should always have a focus on? That I have given in one of the PDF named Master Code to Clear Prelims. I don't know why I named it like that. It was some aspirant who suggested me the name. So there I have written some areas where UPSC likes to focus a lot. You could have a look. I'll probably put that in the description of this video. I'll link of vision test series in the description. See, it is not in any way a promotion of vision test series. I suggest it because it has a decent level of quality. It does not usually disappoint. You might get disappointed if you follow all and only vision, but if you want a safe choice which is qualitative, it can be of vision. Otherwise, you know my positions about coaching, it does not change. I am still the same. It is just that I have followed their test series and it works. Now prelims is the game of wide reading. So while reading, always have two approaches. First is read as much as you can and revise as little as you possibly could have. What do I mean by that? I mean by that, like, if you want to read history, if you have time, read from Vipin Chandra, read from Tamil Nadu history, read from Spectrum. Explore. It does not hurt much. Like, reading once or twice does not take much effort. But when it comes to revision, decide which source you would revise, and revise that only. Then what to do with the knowledge that you got from other books? Either rely on your mind that, okay, I have read I needed it for my understanding, or if you think that there were crucial information in other books as well, note it in the main revision book. Idea is to revise just one book, because if you decide to revise 2-3 books for a subject, you would not be able to revise. Then it will create a fear of missing out, FOMO, and then it will lead to anxiety and depression and everything, which is going to like increase in the exam. You would lack sleep, you would lack attention, and you would perform badly in the exam. So in order to be calm and composed in the exam, you should choose minimal revision sources so that you could actually revise it. Second is accuracy of knowledge, and for accuracy of knowledge, I'm not in any way suggesting that you should focus too much in accuracy of getting the questions right. See, accuracy is a game which some people are very good at, but for most of us, UPSC is a tricky game. So many questions are still there where coachings have disagreements. At least 10 questions will be everywhere so confusing that their answer are like finalized when on the day when actual answer key comes. So if you put all your stakes in accuracy, you would falter. So you should attempt enough questions that even if your accuracy is hit, if you make silly mistakes, then also you should clear. You should not just target that okay, I'll get 60 questions right. It is 120 minus some inaccurate questions and I'll clear. No, you should target 65 plus right answers, so that even if you get 35 wrong answers, then also you have a chance of getting clearing it. So that's what your target should be, that you should clear this exam even by making silly mistakes, even being less accurate. But I am talking about accuracy of knowledge. Accuracy of knowledge comes when you cross verify the knowledge. There is a saying in Jainism that the story of elephant, that if four blind people decide to touch elephant on different places and find out which animal it really is, what object it really is. For some it might appear a snake, for some it might appear as a wall, for some it may appear as pillar, for some anything else. But when it is cross verified, when four people talk, four blind people would talk, then they would find out that it is an elephant. They will be accurate then. Similarly, if you read from just one source, there is a chance that you might misapprehend, you might mistake the knowledge. So when you read from wide sources, I'm talking about reading, not revising. When you read from wide sources, you cross verify the knowledge, and that's how your accuracy of knowledge increases. So when you eliminate an option, you are extremely sure that okay, this option cannot be, because from my multiple sources of knowledge it appears wrong. Not just one source of knowledge, multiple sources of knowledge it appears wrong. So many of the candidates ask me why my elimination strategy works better. Wide reading. I have read around 250 books from multiple domains, from space to astronomy to philosophy to ethics to almost every subject. And that's why it gives me a confidence that okay, I read this information or about this information from this book, from that source, from there, from that video or something, and it seems right from every other angle, and that's how you increase your accuracy. So if you have time, read a lot, but revise as little as possible. Third, this exam is about content, no doubt, but content has a limited role. You might have seen, and I have actually verified, that there are so many people who read or who know or who revise more than me. They have more content than me. Still, they do not make to the mains. And mostly the reason will be that they start panicking before the exam. And also the reason might be that they lack the emotional intelligence. It is also a topic of our GS4. So learn about emotional intelligence. Learn how your emotions are triggered. Emotions like anger, anxiety, depression. These emotions are triggered by some things. Find out what triggers it. Find out if you could choke the trigger point, if you could destroy the source of that emotion, so that you could kill or you could reduce the effect of that emotion. Even if you can't choke the trigger point, if you know why I am depressed today, why I am angry today, why I am anxious today, why can't I sleep today, it is still much better than not to know why I am feeling like that. If you know why are you feeling sad today, you would wait for the time to pass so that this emotion goes away, and in that way you get affected very little from that emotion. So emotional intelligence would lead to calmness, because now you are patient. Even if you are angry, sad, anxious, depressed, you just wait that okay, I know why this emotion is coming, this is the trigger point, and I'll wait for some hours or for tomorrow probably. When this emotion goes away, I'll get back to track. This creates a ability of being patient, and it is beneficial. Being patient, being calm, being composed always would increase your marks in prelims. If you have given means, if you have given prelims, or you if your friends have given prelims, inquire about it, that if they would have been calm and composed, if they did not fear too much in the exam, if they could sleep in the yesterday night, they could have marked 3-4 questions right, which they marked wrong because they could not pay attention to them. You could you should be able to cooperate on the day of exam, and in order to do that, you should make friends with your mind. You should not trouble it too much. You should not put it on anxious mode, on depressed mode. You should not curse your mind for not being cooperative. Try to understand, try to develop a friendship with your mind. In that way, on the exam hall, you will be with your friend, that is your mind, which is cooperating with you, which is supporting you, which is doing the hard work for you. It will yield results, believe me. So this is all I had to say in this video, and hopefully this will give a much needed clarity that some people lack in this exam. Good luck, and if this video goes on YouTube, so you are invited to uh, put your comments below. And I run a Telegram channel called Towards Civil Services. I have been running it for like one year. There is also a group where we discussed we discuss a lot of things. I have been interacting with many of my friends there who ask questions there. So you are also invited to come there and contribute in the group, or clear your doubts there. So have a great day. Thank you.